Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Maple Grove Scripture Reading Podcast. So, last time we were together, we crossed over into chapter 39, and we saw God start to ask Job about different animals. He asked questions like, can you hunt prey for a lion? Or who feeds the raven's young when they cry out? Do you know when the mountain goats give birth? Who sets the wild donkey free? Will the wild ox consent to work for you? And every animal pointed at the same thing, that God tends to a creation that runs entirely outside Job's management and control and even his knowledge. Well, today we're going to continue in chapter 39. We're going to go through verses 13 through 30, and we're going to look at some more animals. In fact, we've got 4 more that we're going to look at. So let's go through it here. The wings of the ostrich flap joyfully, though they cannot compare with the wings and feathers of the stork. She lays her eggs on the ground and lets them warm in the sand, unmindful that a foot may crush them, that some wild animal may trample them. She treats her young harshly as if they were not hers. She cares not that her labor was in vain, for God did not endow her with wisdom or give her a share of good sense. Yet, when she spreads her feathers to run, she laughs at horse and rider. Do you give the horse its strength or clothe its neck with a flowing mane? Do you make it leap like a locust, striking terror with its proud snorting? It paws fiercely, rejoicing in its strength, and charges into the fray. It laughs at fear, afraid of nothing. It does not shy away from the sword. The quiver rattles against its side, along with the flashing spear and lance. In frenzied excitement, it eats up the ground. It cannot stand still when the trumpet sounds. At the blast of the trumpet, it snorts. Aha! It catches the scent of battle from afar, the shout of commanders, and the battle cry. Does the hawk take flight by your wisdom and spread its wings toward the south? Does the eagle soar at your command and build its nest on high? It dwells on a cliff and stays there at night. A rocky crag is its stronghold. From there it looks for food. Its eyes detect it from afar. Its young ones feast on blood, and where the slain is, there it is. Now, have you ever actually looked at an ostrich? There are some strange, weird-looking birds. They've got that enormous round body on these very small stick legs. They got wings that flap, but they can't lift them off the ground. They lay their eggs in the sand, and then they wander off, apparently unconcerned whether anything steps on them. They look by every observable measure like a poorly designed animal. But then they run. At full speed, an ostrich covers ground at over 40 miles an hour. Galloping horse can barely keep pace. The Bible says that the ostrich knows it, and she laughs at horse and rider. And God made her that way, every bit of it. The ostrich is the only animal in this passage where God explicitly explains his design choice. For the lion, the raven, the wild donkey, he just asked questions, right? But here he says it directly. For God did not endow her with wisdom or give her a share of good sense. She leaves her eggs exposed because God didn't give her the maternal instinct that other birds have. She treats her young harshly because God didn't give her the sense to do otherwise. She can't fly because God gave her wings that are beautiful, but functionally they're useless for anything except for running. Every apparent deficiency in the ostrich is a deliberate decision, and yet she survives. She has survived for as long as there have been ostriches, in harsh conditions, without wisdom, without good sense, without anybody protecting her eggs. And when it matters, she even outpaces the most powerful animal that humans have ever put under a harness. God built apparent foolishness into a creature that thrives. He decided that the ostrich would lack wisdom and still be sustained. He decided that her eggs would lie vulnerable on the ground and that she would keep producing them anyway. And he decided that when something threatens her, nothing on 4 legs is going to catch her. Now, that's not an accident of nature. It's not an evolutionary quirk. God is saying, I designed this. And Job's response to that should be a question. If Job can't explain how an ostrich survives without wisdom, then what exactly does he think he knows about God's design choices? The ostrich looks like a mistake, but she isn't one. Now, what else might look like a mistake from the outside, but not be one? Well, then we get to the horse, and this is where God lingers a little bit. 7 verses on the war horse, the most vivid writing in this whole section of the book. And it opens with a question directed straight at Job. Do you give the horse its strength or clothe its neck with a flowing mane? That's not past tense, it's present. Do you give? Not did God once make horses strong and then just leave it at that. The horse's strength, its presence, the mane that makes it look like something out of a dream is something God is doing now. And then what God describes is extraordinary. It paws fiercely, rejoicing in its strength. It charges into the fray. It laughs at fear, afraid of nothing. It does not shy away from the sword. The war horse laughs at fear, laughs at it. Where the soldier grips his weapon a little tighter, where the general scans the field for an exit, the horse leans forward. The quiver rattles, the spear flashes, and the charge is coming. And the horse rejoices. At the blast of the trumpet, it snorts. Ha ha! Well, the sound that signals danger is the sound that the horse has been waiting for. Job has heard battle trumpets before. He knows what that sound does to people. Tightens something in their chest. It narrows the world down to immediate survival. And the horse hears that and surges. And God designed that. He built into this animal a desire for exactly the thing that makes human beings want to run. He knows what courage looks like because he made it. He built fearlessness into the war horse the same way he built the ostrich's speed, the same way he withheld wisdom from her. These aren't accidental features, they are decisions. God made the creature that charges toward the sword. Now, Job has been pressing the question of whether God is actually governing the moral order of the world, and God is showing him the war horse. You think I don't understand what it means to charge into something hard? I designed the horse that laughs at that. And then we have the hawk and the eagle, and the passage closes somewhere maybe a little darker than you might expect. Does the hawk take flight by your wisdom and spread its wings toward the south? Think about that. Every autumn, hawks and eagles follow the sun south. They ride the thermal currents up to heights that humans can't reach without a lot of machinery. They navigate by instincts that we can't fully map, and they arrive exactly where they need to be. Job didn't give them that. He can't replicate it. The migration pattern of birds wasn't something that any person designed. He continues, does the eagle soar at your command and build its nest on high? It dwells on a cliff and stays there at night. A rocky crag is its stronghold. So the eagle builds where no person's going to reach. Its home is the cliff face, the place above the tree line, the stronghold that no human army can approach. And from that height, it sees what no one standing on the ground can see. From there, it looks for food. Its eyes detect it from afar. Eagle eyesight is something that has to be explained carefully to be believed. An eagle can spot a rabbit from 2 miles away. The resolution of what it sees is like 4 to 8 times sharper than what a human eye can produce. It is seeing a version of the world that is simply just not available to us, and it was deliberately made that way. God put the eagle on the cliff. God gave it eyes to see what human eyes cannot. The perspective the eagle has, the view from up there, is not accessible from where Job is standing. Job has been evaluating God's governance from ground level. The eagle's view looks different. And then Job closes the passage with this, its young ones feast on blood, and where the slain are, there it is. The eagle goes where death is. It feeds on what has fallen. That's its design. God put the eagle at the places of death, and it feeds, and its young grow strong on it. That's not necessarily the most comfortable image, but it's deliberate. God governs even the dark economy of the natural world, the places where things die, the places where blood is shed. The eagle circling over the fallen is not outside his governance. It's part of it. He put the bird there. He gave those young ones their food. Job has been saying that suffering and death seem ungoverned, that the world looks like a place where bad things fall randomly on people with no oversight. And God ends this passage pointing to the eagle, saying, where the slain are, there it is. I know where death happens. I designed the creature that lives there. So we had 4 animals across the passage. The ostrich, who thrives without wisdom. The horse that charges toward the sword. The hawk that navigates by instinct that Job didn't give it. And the eagle that feeds where the slain are. God designed foolishness that survives. He designed fearlessness that charges. He designed sight that sees from heights that Job can't reach. And he designed the creature that lives at the edge of death. And all of this was in answer to the same question Job has been pressing since chapter 3. Is this world being governed? And if so, how? And God keeps showing him creation. Every corner of it is attended to. It's designed with purpose. It's run on a schedule and by instincts and with a precision that Job has never had access to and never built and can't explain. The ostrich looks like a mistake. The eagle feeding on the slain seems like chaos, but neither of them is. Both of them are God's design. Job's suffering looks from the inside like something has gone wrong. God's not saying that it hasn't been hard. He's not dismissing what Job has been through, but he's asking, from where you stand, can you really see enough of the picture to be sure? Well, next time we're going to move into chapter 40. And we're going to go through verses 1 through 14, where God finishes his first speech. And Job responds for the first time. Hope you have a great day, and we'll talk again soon. God bless.